Is dropshipping dead? That's the question that people have been asking themselves for literally for years. So I'm going to talk about in this video is whether or not it's a sustainable or profitable business coming into 2019. I think this is a great time to do this sort of video because it's the end of the year, things are winding down now. But if you're just thinking about coming into dropshipping or e-commerce, coming into 2019, there's a few things you need to understand and what it's like, how it's changed since like 2015, and whether or not it's still actually worth getting into this business model. So if you're interested in all this and you want to know the truth, my full breakdown, I'll reveal logically whether or not you should get into dropshipping, then stay tuned. So if you're on edge on whether or not to get into this business model, or you've started dropshipping and you haven't yet experienced much success, then listen to what I say in this video because it will give you a better outlook on whether or not you should kind of invest your time, effort, money into this business model, and whether or not it's going to be right for you, because it's changed so much over the last few years and it's going to continue to change, especially in 2019. Kind of regulatory changes and so many other different things that are going to happen. It's going to get more saturated, things are going to get more expensive, so you need to kind of understand these things. So I'm going to cover everything in this video to kind of give you an idea of whether or not this business model is for you and whether or not you should stick with it and invest your time into it. And when I say dropshipping, I'm not talking about like Amazon dropshipping, eBay dropshipping, or just kind of dropshipping in general. I'm talking specifically about Shopify dropshipping products from AliExpress, and then using things like Facebook ads to market those products. So I'm not talking about general dropshipping as a whole, that'll be around forever. I'm talking specifically about this business model, so the Shopify, AliExpress, Facebook ads and all that, and whether or not you can still be profitable doing this exact business model. So I'm just going to put it out there and I'm going to answer the question, is Shopify, AliExpress dropshipping going to die in 2019, or is it starting to die already? And the answer to that is 100% no. And I genuinely think it will be around in 5, 10, even 15 years time doing this exact business model. Yes, it's changed a lot, yes, it's getting harder, but I genuinely believe it's still in its infancy. And as long as you can continue to innovate, improve and systemize your business and stay ahead of the curve, then you can still 100% be very, very profitable doing this business model. So when a lot of people are saying, oh, it's dead or it will be dead in the next year, that is 100% not the case. And in a minute, we're going to go into my laptop and I'm going to show you why dropshipping isn't going to die and how it's changed since 2015 and the things you can do to give yourself the best possible chance to survive and be profitable in 2019. So stay tuned. Okay, so in this slide we're going to look at a comparison between dropshipping in 2015 compared to dropshipping in 2019. Okay, so dropshipping in 2015, obviously these are just estimates here. So the number of dropshippers was about 100,000, so people doing the kind of Shopify, AliExpress business model. It may have been less than that, maybe more, but I'm just using 100,000 for simplicity in this video to kind of highlight how it's getting more saturated. Okay, so 100,000 dropshippers with an e-commerce market of 1.5 trillion. And in 2015, because it was less saturated, the proportion of dropshippers that were actually successful and that actually gave it a proper go would probably be about 25%. Again, this is just an estimate. So 25% of the people who started dropshipping and gave it a good go were actually successful. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2019, where obviously the number of dropshippers has massively increased. Throughout 2016 and in particular 2017, there was a massive influx of dropshippers. People just doing this AliExpress Shopify business model. And Shopify now have reported, I think, almost 1 million merchants on their platform. So you should imagine most of them are dropshippers. So I've estimated about 500,000 dropshippers will be kind of doing this business model in 2019. But fortunately, the e-commerce market is still growing significantly and is estimated to be around $3.4 trillion in 2019. So although there's more dropshippers, thankfully the market for selling things online is growing, so it provides more opportunity and kind of compensates a little bit for the massive increase in number of dropshippers. However, because the number of dropshippers is increasing at a quicker rate than the e-commerce market, because here you've got kind of just over double kind of increase in market for e-commerce, whereas the number of dropshippers as times by 5. There's a 5x increase in number of dropshippers from 2015 to 2019, which is much more significant than the increase in e-commerce market. And so the proportion of successful dropshippers in 2019 will be around about 10%. Again, this is just an estimate. It may be less than that, it may be more. This is just a figure that I've come to for this video. So as you can see, the proportion of successful dropshippers has reduced quite significantly from 2015 to 2019. And so what does this mean? It doesn't mean that dropshipping is dead or that you can't be successful. It just means that you have to be in that top 10% of people, i.e. the top 10% who have the best knowledge, kind of the best strategies, the best tactics to succeed in dropshipping. Because now people are making more money than ever. That's because they're in the top 10%, whereas so many people are like struggling to even make any money with dropshipping, and most actually lose money. It's because you have to be at the top of the game in order to succeed. Whereas in 2015, you only had to be in the top kind of 25% in order to be profitable and make a decent amount of money. But it doesn't mean that dropshipping is dead. This happens in all industries where there's money to be made. Where your chances of success are reduced because the competition is greater, people are getting smarter, strategies are getting better. So in order to succeed in 2019, you've got to massively up your game and take the best advice and implement the best strategies to succeed and beat out the competition. Okay, so I hope that little slide made sense and kind of cleared a few things up. So yes, dropshipping is getting harder, and the proportion of people that can be successful with this business model is kind of narrowing down. That's just basic economics of any industry. As it grows over time, it gets harder, more competitors flood into the market, and only kind of the top 10% actually succeed. There's that saying that 1 in 10 businesses fail, and it's no different with dropshipping. It's not a kind of ticket to guaranteed success or a get-rich-quick scheme. You've got to be really, really good at marketing. You've got to be really, really good at kind of product research and beating your competition, so that you can be in that top 10%. So no, dropshipping 100% isn't dead and will not die. It's just that kind of as it grows over time, more people come in, more intelligent people come in, tactics, strategies get better, they get refined, more research goes into it. And so if you're a newbie coming in, you're going to have to work even harder than ever. You're going to have to get the best knowledge from the best people to succeed and beat out the competition. It's not that kind of business model where you chuck up a few products, you get your winning products, and you can scale it easily to 6-7 figures. It's not like that anymore. You've got to have systems in place and things to make your business better than other people's. And also, what I predict to happen kind of over the next year or two is that dropshipping will reach a point where it's quite significantly quite hard compared to what it used to be. And so a lot of people will quit dropshipping. I've noticed that a lot recently in Facebook groups. So many people are posting things like selling my store, or I'm quitting dropshipping, I can't afford it anymore. And so because of that, a lot of people will quit and just kind of walk away from dropshipping. And so as people come into the market and start dropshipping, the amount of people that actually quit dropshipping will probably equal the amount of people coming into dropshipping. And so there will be no kind of net gain in actual dropshippers who are actively involved in this business model. And so it won't get kind of continually more and more saturated. It will kind of just grow in proportion to how e-commerce is growing, but there'll also be a lot of people who kind of just quit, which again opens up more opportunity for existing dropshippers. So the way to succeed is just stay ahead of the curve, increase your knowledge, constantly be learning new things and innovating and making your business as good as possible to succeed coming into 2019. Okay, so I hope you found a lot of value in that video today, and I hope it's kind of cleared a few things up as to whether or not you thought it was a dying industry. And all you have to do is take a look at the growth of e-commerce as a whole, and that should solidify that dropshipping is not a dying industry. In fact, it's going to grow, and the money that can be made within dropshipping is going to grow as well. But what you've got to do and what your main priority should be is to be in that top 10%, and the only way to do that is just become better and better at dropshipping. Okay guys, so if you found that video useful, then be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Also, let me know what you want to see in future videos coming up, and I'll see what the most popular one is and I'll make a video about that. Also, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when all my next content is going to be coming out, and I'll see you in the next video.